Hey everybody, I guess you could say that I'm just trying to make up for lost time for the time that I dipped out of YouTube and quit making videos because I was having all those problems. Well, now that the problems are over, I have new problems. My newest problem is I'm out of Kratom. Right now I'm drinking the slew that gets left at the bottom of the cup, the green gunk that gets stuck at the bottom of your cup, and I just keep adding more hot water to it with lemon and drinking it. It's not really giving me much kratom, but it's kind of eases my mind a little bit because it feels like I'm drinking kratom. So today's topic of conversation is going to be strains. The strain of a kratom tree is basically you have a leaf, and that leaf has a vein, a big fat vein that goes right down the center of the leaf. And whatever that color that leaf is, that's the that's the strain. So if it's red, if it looks like a red vein going down the center of the leaf, that would be a red vein kratom. And red vein kratom specifically is good for easing your mind, calming down, thinking more clearly, relaxing, and pain relief. It's really good at pain relief. And it's also good in combination with other strains. Green, if you're looking at that leaf and that same leaf has a green vein that runs all the way down the center of it, that's a green vein kratom. And green vein kratom is characterized by giving you more energy. It's more uplifting, a little more stimulating. So I like that mixed with a little bit of red. So I'll usually take 2.5 milligrams of green and 2.5 milligrams of red and mix them all up in my tea and drink about 6 or 8 cups of that until I get the best of both of them. And I call that black. And the reason I call it black is because the shaman that got me into kratom originally, he called it black. He's like, "Have you ever tried black before?" And I was like, "No, I've only tried red, white, green, and yellow." And yellow is a relatively new one from what I understand. It must have been formed by cross-pollinating 2 different trees and making the red turn yellow. Because it's got some of the same similar effects as red. It's yellow to me. I can take yellow and then take a nap. I mean, yellow puts me to sleep. And I really enjoy yellow at night before bed because it puts me in the mood to sleep. And white is just like green. I can barely tell the difference between a white and a green except for the color. It's the color of the vein. White is also stimulating. And if you add white with red, you get the same as if you get green and red. I mean, so I don't see much of a difference between white and green. The only difference is if you're maxed out on your green and you've had enough green and you think your tolerance level for it is there and you're not going to get much of an effect, switch to white, because white will give you the same as green, but it's a different strain, so it'll bind to different opiate receptors in your brain that are left open. This is going to be a really hard week for me because I've got to go 20 days without any kratom at all. Unless the people that sent it to me sent it from America and they said it should be here in the next day or so. So I'm hoping the mailman hasn't come today yet. Not that I know of anyway. I live in a big, huge apartment building with 300 people, so to go check the mail is a big pain in the ass because I've got to stand in the elevator for 20 minutes waiting for it to arrive at my floor. And then So, but I'll go check. I'm so obsessive and compulsive, and I need this kratom so badly that I'll go check every hour. And I've got to think of things to do. I mean, I'm a single guy who lives in an efficiency apartment by himself. He has absolutely zero friends. I The only thing I do is make videos and learn computer software. Um, and I was using a piece of program called Logic or Final Cut Pro, which was what most professionals would use if they were making videos. Not iMovie. Like I'm using iMovie now, which iMovie is the free version that comes with your Mac. It's a decent program. It gets the job done, but after using Final Cut Pro for a year, it's just so confusing. I have a really hard time navigating my way in the. Not that you all care about that crap. What do you all care about? I want to know. I need a list of topics that you want me to talk about. We talked about yellow. Yellow is just a new strain that makes you sleepy, and it does take away pain, and it does give you a mild euphoria, but the euphoria is kind of taken away because you're so sleepy. Man, I hope that kratom comes today. I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble if not, because tomorrow I'm gonna have a headache, and there's nothing I can do about it but just suck it up. And he wants $200 for 4 kilograms, which is computer. How many pounds is 4 kilograms?
4 kilograms is about 8 pounds 13 ounces.
So it's like 9 pounds of kratom for $200. And it comes in a big box, and I separate it into my little containers that you've seen, and you'll see them again when I show you how I make my tea. And I'm sorry that in other videos I had I didn't realize that there was another volume that I can turn down the other clip down, because I was using a video as a background clip. And in Final Cut Pro, they remind you to do it before you save it. But with iMovie, it's just like a watered down version of Final Cut Pro. And I tried to torrent Final Cut Pro, if anybody knows what torrenting is, but I can't find a version that works with Mac, because I've got the newest MacBook Pro with the newest operating system. My dad got it for me just before he passed away, which was something I'll cherish and take care of forever. And he also gave me his iBook Pro, MacBook Pro, I'm sorry, that I gave him when I first moved into their house as something, because he needed a computer and I was tired of trying to help them with PCs, because I don't know how to use a PC to save my life. So I gave him my Mac Pro, and he fell in love with it, and then he understands why I'm in love with Mac Pros. I also used to make music using my computer, using Logic Pro, which is another software that costs $300. Logic Co costs $300, where a Final Cut costs $200. So I need $200 for Final Cut Pro and $300 for Logic Pro. And I'm afraid that if I earn any extra money, like if I start making money from this Kratom Kingdom, I'm afraid the government's going to find out and take away my disability payments. If they do, I'm dead. I mean, I might as well just lie down and die, because I'll have no medicine, I'll have no doctors, and I have to have medicine for the rest of my life. It's life or death. And so I'm hoping that I make just enough to be able to afford Kratom, or just enough to keep Kratom Kingdom alive, and not enough to take away my disability payments. Because I worked for 45 years paying into disability, so it's not like free money to me. It's not like I'm just laying around going, wow, I'm making free money now. I paid into into disability my whole life. I started working at 14 years old, and you bet they were taking disability out of my check at 14 years old. Which is the good thing about living and working in America, because they do appear to take care of their people. So anyway, everybody, it's 10 minutes and 30 seconds, so I am going to give you a reprieve from my monotone voice, and hopefully the next time you see me, I will be animated and happy again, because I'll have my Kratom. That will make me excessively happy. But I've got to give it another half hour before I go check my mail again. So peace out, everybody. I answered a lot of your questions on... I put Uju's email address and Uju's PayPal contact, so if you wanted to buy Kratom from him, you would be ahead of the game. Uju doesn't speak English, so he uses Google Translate, which works well. I communicate perfectly with him. We have no problem at all. In fact, when I do go to Southeast Asia, it's one of my another bucket list item. I'm gonna go visit him and stay at his house with him and his family, and maybe work on the farm a little bit, and maybe chew some leaves right off the tree and see how that feels. So peace out, everybody. Have a great day.